The sacred thread linking a human spirit to the divine vibrates at the exact same frequency that secures a dog's absolute loyalty to its master. It is an illusion to think that the stilling of a physical heart brings an end to the deep, attentive soul that once gazed upon you with such pure devotion. Existence is an unending current of vital force, and not a single ember of true affection is ever lost or erased from the cosmos. This goes beyond simple emotional solace. It speaks to the fundamental architecture of the spiritual realm, where every ounce of loyalty is forever woven into the tapestry of the universe. If you have ever sensed that a dog was far more than just a pet, you are perceiving a profound universal reality that the majority of humanity remains too preoccupied to see. How might this realization transform the way you view the creatures presently sharing your everyday existence? Moving from the material realm into the spiritual one is not about traveling to a new place, but rather shifting to a different vibration. To comprehend a dog's journey after it sheds its mortal body, we must recognize that the cosmos consists of various tiers of awareness, all vibrating at distinct frequencies. Animals, especially those who have shared their lives closely with humans, hold a special place within this cosmic structure. They are far more than simple biological entities programmed by instinct. These beings are unique manifestations of a shared awareness, slowly evolving toward a sharper individual identity driven by their connections with humanity. This transformation takes root in the idea of a spiritual blueprint. Every living being embodies a concept conceived within the limitless mind. Among the lower tiers of life, these divine ideas remain broad and shared. A wild creature, for instance, is guided primarily by the unified intelligence of its entire kind. Yet once a dog is drawn into the human realm, a deep, spiritual transformation unfolds. The domesticated dog serves as the vital link connecting the world of raw instinct with the world of conscious awareness. This bond is built over time through consistent affection, guidance, and shared lives. Gazing into a dog's eyes reveals far more than a mere creature driven by routine. Rather, you are observing a spirit being shaped and refined within the crucible of human emotion. This connection leaves an everlasting imprint within the memory of the universe. This imprint is not a lifeless archive, but rather a breathing, pulsating field of energy. Once the dog's physical form passes away, the life force that drove it doesn't simply vanish into the void. Rather, it flows along the most natural path available to it, the deep bond of love it forged while it was alive. For a time, the dog lingers within the vibrations of the earthly realm, not out of confusion, but because its awareness remains harmonized with the energy of its beloved human and home. It is perfectly natural for the spirit of a departed pet to stay close to its owner, offering a quiet, unseen blanket of solace that often manifests as an unexpected wave of warmth or a brief feeling of closeness. However, this phase of being is neither a lasting condition nor an aimless state of limbo. This is a transitional phase in which the animal's consciousness starts to integrate the experiences of its earthly existence. Within the spiritual realm, empty space simply does not exist. Instead, all things are permeated by the radiance of creative energy. To the dog, this glowing light takes the form of its familiar surroundings, though now completely free from any bodily suffering or constraints. A canine does not process thoughts the way a person does. Rather, it comprehends the world through an elevated intuition that surpasses human reasoning. It senses the unique spiritual essence of its master. To the animal, this essence serves as a luminous beacon, shining clearly even when physical sight fails. Death cannot sever their connection, as the attachment was never rooted in the material world. Instead, it was a profound sharing of vital energy, a seamless blending of two distinct states of awareness. Within the spiritual order, a dog serves to reflect the noblest qualities of the human spirit: steadfast loyalty, enduring patience, and unconditional affection. As the dog journeys deeper into the inner planes, it embraces a profoundly healing state of peace. Within this sanctuary, the creature is freed from the deterioration of physical mortality. It lives on as an ethereal entity, a uniquely familiar and distinct shape woven entirely from the shared memories and mutual love it both offered and received. This is where the act of waiting acquires a profound spiritual dimension. Rather than enduring sorrow or yearning, the dog rests in a peaceful, harmonious pause, It remains embraced within the auric energy of the human to whom it is deeply connected. Consequently, for as long as the person walks their earthly path, a fragment of the animal's life force stays intertwined with their companion's spiritual journey. In the truest sense, they are members of the exact same spiritual family. An animal's development is fundamentally bound to the spiritual progression of humanity. As a person's soul matures and draws nearer to the divine, the creature that stands by their side is uplifted in turn. This represents the principle of grace operating within the animal world. The bond shared between a person and a dog is a holy covenant, extending well past mere friendship or practical purpose. Welcoming a dog into your household is never a mere coincidence. This is a convergence of energetic patterns guided by the principles of attraction and service. Within the spiritual realm, the etheric fabric of the universe keeps a record of every deed. Furthermore, how one treats beings from the lesser kingdoms stands as a profound measure of a soul's evolution. The dog acts as a physical anchor for humanity's most elevated emotions. Acting as both a physical and spiritual purifier, the dog takes in the worries, frustrations, and unspoken sorrows of its master. This profound service carries deep metaphysical weight. By absorbing these human energies, the creature's own awareness begins to broaden and evolve. It shifts away from the shared instincts of its species, awakening to a distinct, individualized existence. Ultimately, this is the very process that propels the animal realm toward elevated planes of consciousness. The growth of a dog's spiritual essence is an everlasting change. After a dog has been deeply loved and has given back the unique, steadfast loyalty typical of its kind, it can never revert to being merely an ordinary creature. It has been claimed through its name and through affection. Within the spiritual realm, this bond takes the shape of a unique entity of light, forever preserving the exact personality and individual quirks the dog possessed during its life on Earth. This glowing form is not a conventional spirit, but rather a manifestation of the vibrant energy forged over years of companionship. This energy cannot be destroyed. Upon passing from the physical realm, the dog steps into a deeply radiant and profound tranquility. They find themselves in a realm of vivid hues and melodies that echo the purest frequencies of nature, completely free from hunger, cold, and fear. Instead, it experiences a sense of belonging to a vast collective, yet it preserves its unique bond with the human soul it once accompanied. This enduring link operates through the concept of sympathetic resonance. Much like a tuning fork humming in response to a matching pitch, the departed dog stays deeply synchronized with the feelings of its earthly master. Should the owner be consumed by grief, the animal spiritually shares the heavy burden of that sadness. Yet when the master exists in a mindset of thankfulness and higher meaning, the animal mirrors that radiant energy. Consequently, the dog experiences no painful longing for its human. Within the spiritual domain, our conventional concept of being apart simply does not exist. Through the dog's awareness, the master remains eternally close, perceived as a luminous presence carrying a recognizable frequency. While the physical mind views distance as a tangible barrier, the profound truth is that both souls continually share the exact same spiritual dimension. This explains why so many individuals describe encountering their deceased pets in dreams or briefly spotting them in their peripheral vision during peaceful contemplation. Far from being illusions of the mind, these experiences are fleeting moments where physical and spiritual vibrations temporarily synchronize. In the spirit realm, the animal's journey is also focused on readiness. While the dog rests and processes its earthly experiences, it is simultaneously preparing for its next phase in the continuous cycle of existence. In certain cases, this journey involves reincarnating into the mortal realm, bringing along the knowledge and grace acquired from its prior bond with a human. In other instances, the spirit lingers within the ethereal planes to act as a protector or guide for other crossing souls. This process follows a deliberate design. Nothing in the spiritual realm occurs by chance. Ultimately, the dog waits in the world beyond, acting as a guiding link for its human companion when it is finally their turn to depart the physical body. Frequently, a dog is among the first to welcome a soul as it passes into the afterlife, serving as a reassuring and recognizable presence in a strange new realm. This moment represents the highest realization of the dog's purpose, to guide its companion toward the light through the enduring connection of love created during their time on Earth. Ultimately, this sacred duty mirrors the universal divine love that rules all of existence. A dog's boundless loyalty and absolute forgiveness serve as a direct embodiment of the Christ spirit, presented in a way humanity can readily embrace. Through these animals, countless people receive their earliest teachings in empathy and altruistic care. Within the divine realm, such wisdom is regarded as the greatest wealth a soul can acquire. Because they impart these profound truths, dogs hold a place of deep reverence within the spiritual order. It is granted a sanctuary of peace and splendor, far beyond what the earthly realm can provide. The boundless spiritual meadows are filled with the souls of every creature that has helped elevate universal awareness. The dog remains an essential thread within this grand design. Its time on Earth was never merely a fleeting spark of biology, but rather a profound addition to the greater harmony of the cosmos. Because we judge intellect through the human lens of language and reason, we frequently undervalue a dog's awareness in the spiritual realm. Yet in these elevated planes, true connection relies not on spoken words, but on the direct sharing of emotions and imagery. The dog emerges as an absolute master of this telepathic dialogue. Freed from the constraints of a mortal mind, it grasps the inner motives and spiritual conditions of nearby souls with a profound clarity it could never achieve in the physical world. Within this realm, the dog perceives its master's authentic essence, seeing them not merely as a source of sustenance and safety, but as a spiritual entity navigating a profound and intricate path. In the world beyond, the dog's purpose is to serve as a constant, stabilizing anchor for that individual spirit. Often, this steadfast support translates into a powerful form of ethereal defense. Much like it once defended an earthly home, the dog's presence within the spiritual dimensions acts as a shield, warding off harsh, negative energies that might threaten its companion's tranquility. The foundation of this protective nature lies in the sheer purity of a dog's intentions. Free from the complicated, ego-driven motives of humans, a canine's spiritual resolve is incredibly sharp and powerful. Its only wish is the safety and happiness of the one it loves. This concentrated devotion generates a swirling force of positive energy within the spiritual realm, which can genuinely aid their human companion during emergencies or while resting. In fact, as you slumber, your soul frequently journeys to the very planes of existence where your passed-on animal friends now dwell. During these times, a profound reunion takes place, revitalizing your connection. Though the specifics may fade upon waking, you return with renewed resilience and a mysterious, inexplicable solace. Your dog plays an active role in these meetings, sharing its life force to mend the emotional scars its master gathers from the everyday hardships of earthly life. This healing act is a true spiritual ministry fulfilled by the animal, sanctioned by the greater laws of divine service. The spiritual landscape a dog enters is molded by the depth of affection it knew in life. Should a dog have endured an existence of neglect or fear, its crossing is guided with profound gentleness by spirits devoted to healing the animal soul. These dogs are brought to restorative sanctuaries where boundless light cleanses away the pain of their earthly traumas. Through a quiet spiritual absorption, they come to understand that they are forever secure and deeply treasured. In time, their initial spark of happiness returns, allowing them to unite with the wider gathering of spirits. Yet for a cherished dog, the crossing over is immediate and full of bliss. It steps into a domain that is an idealized reflection of the natural world. Picture a landscape where the meadows, forests, and streams pulse with a conscious, living energy. Here, the dog finds its true sanctuary, sprinting with a boundless liberty completely unburdened by sickness or old age. Within this flawless realm, the dog's education continues. The animal kingdom is no final destination. Rather, it serves as a classroom for the spirit. Here, the dog learns to align its own desires with the intentions of the creative universe, awakening to the profound unity of all existence. It comes to realize that its human master is not a deity, but a spiritual sibling sharing in the great cosmic essence. Consequently, the dog cultivates a much richer reverence for the human's personal journey. Rather than lessening the animal's devotion, this awakening only magnifies its love. The dog comes to recognize itself as a companion in its master's spiritual redemption. It realizes that by providing joy and accepting affection, it assists the master in cultivating the spiritual virtues required for the soul's ultimate journey back to its origin. Consequently, a dog's presence in someone's life frequently indicates a spirit actively navigating the profound teachings of the heart. The dog's entire existence serves as a continuous, living prayer. Within the spiritual realm, this prayer manifests as a beautiful, radiant glow. With every joyful wag of its tail in greeting, every moment spent patiently beside a sickbed, and every unprompted act of solace, a dog was weaving a cloak of pure light. This luminous attire becomes its raiment in the world beyond, serving as a shining testament to the deeds it accomplished on earth. Such profound work is held in the highest esteem within the corridors of the spiritual government. Certain entities are entrusted with guiding the evolution of the animal world, ensuring that every act of loyalty is rewarded and all suffering is balanced. Because of their rare ability to connect the physical realm with the spiritual, dogs serve as a central focus for these guardians. Ultimately, the unbroken continuity of life remains an absolute law, ruling over every single cell and flicker of awareness throughout the cosmos. Within the higher realms, the dog exists not as a fading memory of a former life, but as an active, radiant participant within the spiritual collective. It navigates this realm with an elegant agility that mirrors its pure, unblemished essence. The physical burdens that so often afflict a dog in its twilight years, the dimming vision, aching joints, and labored breathing, are entirely cast aside. They are replaced by a luminous form that serves as the perfect blueprint of the creature's true self. Ultimately, this radiant body of light is the very essence of the soul. The dog is now able to embrace a spectrum of sensory joys that the material world merely suggests. Every hue is strikingly richer, sounds resonate in perfect harmony, and its spiritual bond with the earth feels profoundly deep. It experiences the planet's heartbeat and the rhythmic pulse of the stars as extensions of its own being. No longer an isolated animal struggling to survive, it has become an acknowledged piece of the grand universal spirit that courses through all things. This metamorphosis benefits more than just the creature. It offers a deeply profound lesson to the human spirits who witness it. Within the afterlife, departed souls frequently journey to the domains where animals gather. In this place, value is not ranked by status, but rather by devotion to others. An individual who wielded immense earthly power, yet harbored a cold heart, is ultimately humbled by the luminous spirit of a dog whose entire existence was dedicated to love. Through this, the dog is elevated to the role of a supreme teacher. This reveals that the journey toward the divine relies not on intricate theology or mental triumphs, but on the pure, immediate practice of compassion. The dog stands as a breathing embodiment of the mandate to love others as deeply as oneself, recognizing no boundary between its own being and the one it serves. While humanity strives toward this spiritual oneness as our ultimate evolutionary peak, the dog attains it effortlessly, guided by its innate harmony with the universe's creative energies. Within the spiritual realm, a dog's energy actively helps to sustain the astral environment. Much like earthly plants supply the atmosphere with oxygen, the existence of these unconditionally loving animal souls infuses the inner planes with spiritual oxygen. Their energetic frequencies work to counteract the dense, dark thoughts that mankind frequently projects into the ether. Ultimately, a dog's inherently playful and joyful frequency serves as a profound remedy for the shadows cast by human fear and uncertainty. A dog frolicking in the spiritual meadows is truly carrying out an act of cleansing. Through its play, it shatters stuck energy and fills the space with boundless, eternal light. This is the true reason the afterlife is so often characterized by profound tranquility. By their mere presence, the creatures of the animal kingdom continuously purify and refresh the emotional climate around them. They serve as the gardeners of the soul, lovingly cultivating the emotional terrain of the higher realms. This journey is woven into a greater cycle of spiritual progression and rebirth. A dog that has attained a profound sense of individual identity through the love of a human may eventually outgrow the need to incarnate in a canine body. It might elect to linger in the spirit world to guide other animals, or it could ultimately ascend to a completely new plane of awareness. Yet the deep connection with its human companion continues to be its ultimate anchor. This relationship is an unbreakable golden thread that endures across all realms. Reaching across the boundaries of time and space, this connection draws you both together whenever solace or a shared moment of understanding is needed. The affection you bestowed upon a dog was never just a fleeting emotional attachment, it became an everlasting contribution to the wealth of your soul. That very love now waits for you, amplified and cleansed in realms just outside the limits of your earthly sight. And the dog's understanding of its own divine essence continues to burn like a calm, unwavering flame. The dog requires no reassurance of its divine nature, for it naturally embodies that sacred existence. It holds an innate understanding of its origin in the light and its ultimate return to it. This unwavering conviction serves as a profound anchor for humans who are so frequently burdened by existential anxiety and doubt. In watching the dog, mankind is intended to witness a reflection of this holy assurance. A dog's existence serves as profound proof that the Maker tends to the humblest of beings, supplying all they require and securing their everlasting sanctuary. If the Heavenly Father takes note of a single sparrow's descent, how much more deeply must he treasure the loyalty of a dog that has dedicated its whole existence to serving a human spirit? Grasping this truth marks the dawn of genuine spiritual enlightenment. Life's complex tapestry guarantees that no true bond ever fades into emptiness. Each second you devoted to caring for a dog's soul was a shared act of creation with the divine. Within the unseen realm, these experiences are collected like rare gems, building a radiant legacy that becomes an eternal part of your soul. Your dog acts as the guardian of this brilliant collection, preserving the memory of your deep compassion even when you might lose sight of it yourself. In moments when you doubt your own value or the darkness of the world threatens to extinguish your inner spark, might the enduring spirit of your beloved dog serve as a quiet testament to your inherent goodness? It stands as a steady, vibrant reminder that you possess the power to bring life and happiness to another soul. This embodies the genuine essence of the communion of saints, a fellowship that embraces every creature that has existed in alignment with the grace of love. A dog's ultimate purpose is to be an absolute companion, partaking in the spiritual sustenance of life's journey. In the higher planes of existence, this bond is freed from the confusions and constraints of the mortal mind. You will discover that connecting with the animals you cherished is immediate and flawless. Together, you will experience a profound mutual understanding of the vital parts you played in one another's lives. At that moment, you will recognize how their company smoothed the rough edges of your personality, just as they will understand how your nurturing warmth fueled their spiritual awakening. This embodies the harmonious realm of ancient prophecy, where the lion rests beside the lamb and is guided by a little child. It is an elevated state of awareness in which the primal, aggressive urges of the lower self are entirely transformed into the creative power of the spirit. Now the focus shifts to you. Having journeyed through the unseen passages of the spirit realm and witnessed the deep fate of the animals that share your life, have you truly reflected on the heavy burden you bear? If a dog's very spirit is molded and made unique by your connection, what sort of sculptor have you been? Are you laying down a groundwork of tranquility and unwavering affection? Is it possible you are casting your own unsettled turmoil onto a being that has no option but to take it in? The creatures sharing your life are not mere props in your personal drama. They act as living indicators of your inner growth. If you are unable to experience the divine with the companion resting beside you, how can you possibly hope to discover it within the lofty sanctuaries of your consciousness? Reflect carefully on those quiet gazes that observe you daily. They perceive far more than merely your physical movements. They feel the very resonance of your spirit. Are you leading a life that deserves such pure, unconditional loyalty? Should your dog stand before the Maker as the solitary judge of your true nature, what account would its soul offer? Would it testify to a guardian who mirrored heavenly compassion? Or would it carry the scars of a human too preoccupied, distant, or indifferent to recognize a living miracle in fur? Your life's true purpose is not defined by the material wealth you gather, but by the depth of love you leave within the souls of those you have impacted, including the most vulnerable. Are you honoring your calling as a guardian of the life energy granted to you? Or are you squandering the chance to nurture the Spirit of Christ through the everyday acts of compassion that these creatures depend upon? Your mortal time is steadily slipping away, and each encounter paints another stroke upon your everlasting canvas. When you ultimately leave your earthly body behind and cross into the radiance, will a gathering of souls welcome you with joyous familiarity? Or will you face an emptiness where a loving connection was meant to exist? The decisions you make this very day are already resounding throughout the spiritual realm. Do not wait until your final tether is severed to recognize that you have been living alongside angels in human form. How will you transform your heart today to respect the profound responsibility you hold for the innocent life relying on your guidance? While contemplating these insights, never forget that the connection of love is the ultimate treasure you carry forward. Should these words resonate with your soul and awaken a deeper understanding of the animal world, please pass this vision along to anyone else seeking solace and purpose. The discoveries you make on your personal journey are an essential piece of this unfolding narrative of universal connection. Edgar Cayce, an American born in 1877, spent several decades entering deep trance states to deliver over 14,000 documented readings. His profound sessions explored a vast array of subjects, spanning from physical healing and the nature of the soul to the afterlife and the ultimate purpose of human existence. Today, he is widely celebrated as the father of holistic medicine and a trailblazer in the exploration of human consciousness. This video was produced through an in-depth exploration of his recorded readings and the enduring spiritual wisdom he illuminated.